You can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you feel me. What's going on? We are live, full in effect. Welcome in, everybody. We're about to have a conversation of the century. This is a certified hood classic. What's going on with y'all? How you guys doing tonight? Good. How we doing? How we doing? Great to see everybody. Welcome in. Shout out to everybody that's pulling up in the live, in the video. Make yourselves known. Say hello. Have a conversation with me. Man, if you are seeing this, you are invited, cordially invited, by the way. You are part of this, and we're gonna have some conversations that may be a little bit, honestly, it's gonna be one of those convos that it's gonna keep you up. You gonna love the stuff like that, man. Listen, all right, it's about to be what's good, Ross. How you feeling today? Great to see you in, my friend. How you doing tonight? Man, 2025 ends in 30 days because it's about to be December 1st. Really, it's 31 days, but it's about to be December 1st, and 2025 ends in 30 days. It's insane. To be honest, it's one of the craziest things. It's just like when I saw that, I was looking at the calendar, I was like, yo, this is crazy, to be honest. But, let's talk about it. Let's have some conversations. Shout out to everybody's pulling up in the well. Of course, you're welcome, Ross. You're welcome. How have you been? How's everything been? How's everybody's holiday been, by the way? I know Thanksgiving has passed. I've been having to be in and out with family. All the stuff with small things where you got to keep up with the family. Shout out to the family. Hopefully that goes well. I have some new videos that I'm gonna be filming for you guys. I think I'm gonna make it more so a video instead of lives. I have a lot of lives planned out for us, especially for the next 31 days of December. Now that actually just made me think of something. What's good, Elijah, my guy? What's good, Brody? What's happening? Um, that just made me think. I was gonna put up a poll to see if, because it's supposed to be the community's turn to see if I want to go live every single day in December, but I think I'm gonna do it on my own instead, and rather I might just do it for the engagement, for to see if you guys also want to reciprocate that. But at least on my end, I want to go live every single day. I want to end off with a bang. I have been consistent every single day this year. I have not missed one post. I've went live or either posted every single day. And I'm gonna just finish off strong. We gotta finish off with a bang. I had a great Thanksgiving with my friends and family. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. I was definitely with some family. I also learned a lot about being with family. Having a certain mentality or mindset, um, a difference between of what you want to create in this world or how you're moving and certain knowledge that you know. And when I refer to certain knowledge, I mean like on some player shit, on some masculine, on some being honest with yourself, self improvement. It kind of, what's interesting? It's like when you have family dynamics, you can't really bring up those like you can bring up those conversations, but it's like you gotta pretend with people, and it's interesting. I just, I'm in a completely different place. I'm not perfect, right? But I'm in a different place than a lot of people. And sometimes that topic, excuse me, can be sensitive when you're talking about self improvement, wanting to get yourself right, or just the stuff that you're improving on, and it's just crazy, bro. It's just crazy. But this is a secret live, man. You know what's interesting? What really inspired this live today? Um, I figured out something. I figured out something. Shout out to everybody's pulling up. Hit the like, hit the sub. You know what I'm saying? Come have a conversation. But an important thing that I learned this, like, it's always been something that I've learned a lot. But I figured out what the scariest thing is for people, man. I really know what the scariest thing is for people. And once I learned it, I was like, this is insane. You know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa, this is like, it's so obvious. I talk about it all the time, but people are afraid of the mirror, bro. People are afraid of their own reflection. And I was, because I was having a convo. I was catching up with someone who I haven't seen in a while. It's every now and then type of thing, but more so whenever I'm with family. And we're speaking on certain things and what's improving. Because it's like sometimes you don't really need to tell people what you actually got going on, what you're creating, what you're doing in this world. Like you can just go, oh, same old, which is weird because it feels like I'm talking to coworkers. That's what I say to coworkers. Like when I was working at Target years ago, people that try to like talk to you, just talk to them. Oh, the same old, same old. How's your day going? Oh, it's good. Another day, another dollar. That type of conversation. But when we were conversing, I decided I was like, let him know, cause I mean, I'm an empowerment coach. What is there to hide? However, some things aren't meant to be said all the time because we gotta remember that not everybody is like let's see, not everybody that understands that type of stuff, or they're not there. When you talk about self improvement, and here, what's crazy? It's like when you talk about self improvement, it doesn't have to be a negative thing towards them. It's just like it triggers people. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody's pulling up the building. I see y'all in the building. Hit the like, have a conversation with me. Let me know. Wait, I know the Q&A is up somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. What's up, Zeno? Wait, is the question up? I could have sworn I had a question. Let me check. Let me check really quickly. I think I have a question up. Yes, let me know. What has been your biggest lesson this year? You can have a conversation. You're sick. Oh, okay. Hey, great to see you again. Zeno, is that a different profile picture? I think so. But what's up with it? What's good, Rev? What's happening, Rev Bigsby? That reminds me of Ned Bigsby or Ned's Declassified, right? Because I think that was his last name. But can I please have a shout out? I'm a small content creator. What makes you a small content creator, bro? Like you under 500 subscribers? Like what's a small content creator to you? Like you don't get a lot of views and shit? Nah, there wasn't a question. For real? It shows up a question on my end. I could have sworn I had a question for y'all. Hold on, let me try to type in the Q&A. My fault, y'all. Hell yeah. Hey, shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you. But anything you probably think is small is probably big to the next person. Pause, though. Pause, pause. All right, bet, say that. Shout out to everybody in the building. Hit the like button. You're more than welcome to subscribe. El Chef, 5 estrellas. 5-star. You're trash. Okay, this is up. It's lit. Anyways, like I'm talking about though, you know, something I'm getting to learn better at now is not you didn't get a question? Okay, let me try to put up a Q&A real quick. What has been your biggest lesson this year? Cuz 2025 ends, bro. 2025 ends in 31 days. And it can't just be me, but cuz I know this shit is crazy. Like it's insane. It's the final countdown. Like I really feel like that's like that's just every day, bro. This shit is insane. I live IR shorts. What you mean? El Chef, are you talking about me? I love your shorts. Hey, I appreciate that, Haley. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. More shorts coming too. More shorts coming. Okay, bet. Say that. Yeah, he is. Yeah. Underdog, don't worry. Listen. But see, that's another thing being a small content creator. You're always, or just a content creator, period. Like, you're just going to have people that's going to say shit. Like, okay, Underdog, check out. You go live, right? And this actually has correlation to do when I was like with like family and friends that's around that in the interaction of holidays, which I have mixed feelings for holidays now. Cause it's like I don't know. It's just odd to me. We'll talk about that another time though. You share what you do. Some people gonna be like that's trash. Some people may not believe in you. Some people may be like fuck that. Like you're not gonna make it or some shit like that. But that's a part of it. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you. So even if El Chef was talking about you, that's more like a compliment. Cause it's like okay shit you gonna call somebody trash because someone's trying to is aspiring to be better. You know what I'm saying? What type of content do you do though? What's up, Minito in the building? What's good, brose? What's happening, man? Shout out to everybody that's pulling up in the building. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. We are here right now. What's good? What's good? But dog, man. Anyways, as I was speaking a little bit about family dynamics and people, and you talking about certain things. Some people just something I'm getting to learn a lot better now is that it's not necessarily me triggering them. It's just that when you talk on certain topics, it triggers people. Y'all know that? Do you see the answers when someone answers the question? It goes so the answers will go straight into the chat. That's something I learned. So it wouldn't be like it want to give me a different answer. It would just go into the chat directly. So it'll look like you're replying or like you're commenting on something type of thing. Thank you always. Hey, of course, of course. Of course. Now, thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. You know what I mean? I appreciate that a lot. But just know when you have certain conversations with people, like you can touch on the subject of confidence. You can touch on the subject of improving. You can touch on the subject of women. You can touch on the subject of making more money. Those type of topics, and there's plenty of more, but those topics itself, they can trigger a lot of people. And I remember somebody was I was talking to somebody. It was at the family function type of thing. And when I was talking to this person, they were talking to me a certain way, right? And when they were speaking to me a certain way, they had a certain tone. Cuz we were just speaking about improving lifestyle just in general. And this person has been having conflict with certain things. I'm not going to get too much into it because, that was a moment of conversation, but when we got to the conversation as far as lifestyle and what lifestyle I'm living, because I'm coming from a place of I live a great lifestyle where I'm shaping my reality and I'm getting to learn more, consistently creating and just getting into the groove of what I want, what I'm becoming, and what I'm embodying in that sense. And I could tell there was a little bit of a tension between when I said that. It was like a slight hint of insecurity, if that makes it a slight hint of insecurity and a bit of attack coming to me on how they were coming off towards me. Right? I'm not gonna really say the example because I wanna, it's kind of if it's on the other side, I like to keep certain things separate, but this is a beautiful convo to talk on. When I felt that, I was like, you don't have to. It's like I was like, I called them by their name, and I was like, I would just say Peter. You know, I'm not telling you these things to brag or boast. I'm just letting you know because it's I want you asked me, and I'm telling you this is what this is. And I understand you have some complications within your lifestyle. So this is the boundaries part, right? But I understand that you have complications within what you're having. So what I'm saying today isn't, or what I'm saying right now wasn't to take away from anything that you're doing. I just would like to share what I got going on. And then when I told him that, he was like, "You're right. I apologize. I shouldn't have came at you a certain way because it wasn't right for me to, like get triggered in his own situation and try to take it out on me in a sense, try to be passive with it. And once because you can assert the boundary and let them know. You can be assertive. You can tell them, hey, don't do that, don't do this, whatever. But you can say it in a mature way, a mature response. And when he said that, he apologized for everything, and I fucked with that because I thought to myself, I was like, this is what more people should do. Now, of course, assert the boundary and let people know how they're talking to you a certain way, and let them know, like, okay, just because you're insecure, like just Sean Shooter right here. This is a perfect example. Just because Sean Shooter over here is insecure or triggered emotionally, doesn't make it right for me to take it in or be like, or to get emotional about it. Because two, let's look at it at a eagle eye perspective. When you look at it in just totality, most people are just triggering themselves, right, due to their situation, and they project it because most people don't understand the fact that they need to control their own triggers and they don't have to project it out. So when you call it out, they're like, oh shit, okay. Either they're gonna take the road, whether Sean emotionally reacts and goes on Twitter or like a finger rage, or be like, you know what, you're right. But what it made me also, what I had to even overstand in the grand thing is that people just get triggered off of just shit because what they got going on in their life. And they may come off a certain way, but a lot of it doesn't have to do with you. But that does not mean you take any disrespect. Never that. What's good, Atlanta? I see you in the building. Shout out to Viva. What's up? Supreme. What's happening? Shout out to everybody that's pulling up in the building. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Let's have a convo. Man, because 2025 is ending in 31 days, man. Let's see. Do you want to know what is driving everyone bananas? Come on down. Wow. Well, it's a hell of a comment, I'll tell you that. My biggest lesson, I am unstoppable. Beautiful. Shout out to Elena. Yes. Welcome to the All-Star community. Hit the like, subscribe, and enjoy your time here. Okay, this is what we're here to converse about many topics, really. Especially when I keep it open-ended to say come through to the Secret Live. And just a lot of things, and a lot of the stuff I've been figuring out. Just man, when I go away or when I have my short lives, which actually I would like to apologize about the shorter lives I've been having recently. Excuse me. Um, the closer we are to coming to the end of 2025, I've been having to navigate through a whole bunch of different plans that requires execution and attention. So I never, and of course, I'm pretty sure most of you guys are understanding of the lifestyle that I have, and you're like, oh no, you good, you come live when you can, but I make a priority to show up and to provide the service that I can and to engage and have a good time with you guys because you guys provide your service. You guys provide your attention. You guys come through even when it's like on a spare of time, and I appreciate that. Okay, and it's not sentimental. I'm just saying thank you. All right, cool. All right, let's go into this thing. Also, I learned that not everything I see or hear on the internet is actually true. Very beautiful thing, Elena. That is an incredible thing, and I'm glad that you're seeing it that way. Man, I see you in the building. What's good, Brody? And I'm glad that you said that because, see, it's so beautiful. That right there is almost like a 2-hour dialogue I could really be having. You know, something I've learned too, like, cause now you know what? We're all gonna share about this shit. I'm gonna share about what's my biggest lesson. I've had many lessons. Every day I'm learning. So I got a lesson every single day. Like I gotta constantly learn. But I'll say one of my biggest lessons of this year, 2025, has been I can't fit in. Now let me explain. And it's not just me. This goes for people who are authentic, true, and they live their life on their own terms, right? They live their life. Okay? So, of like in the middle of the year, I found myself trying to like get into the trends, and which I still like to attach myself to certain trends and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. But it was more so to get the views and subs. I mean, I'm still a creator at the end of the day, so of course I'm gonna want that. However, though, I have a completely different perspective than a lot of people due to the experience I have in real life. Nothing that I say is something that I'm learning on the internet. I interact with humans. I am in the field talking. So because I remember I was even, shout out a Kiss from Jay. She had me on her platform. And we were having like this interview thing, and I remember she was like, "What's her biggest challenge when it comes to this?" And I'm like, "I think my biggest challenge is being relatable." And the thing is that I have relatable things, right, about me, but the biggest thing is that I'm not a relatable person, all in all. So that goes back to the triggers that we were talking about, and the stuff that I learned before. The biggest thing everybody is scared of, most people in general, people are afraid of the mirror. When people talk about a scary movie, you know what? I'm gonna have to direct my own film called The Mirror. You are your biggest enemy, type of thing. But anyways, it goes back into it just being like, damn, like a lot of people just pick up pieces from the internet. I'm saying this because I saw it on TikTok. I'm saying this because I heard my favorite content creator say this. All Star Izzy is saying this because All Star Izzy lives that lifestyle. All Star Izzy is saying this because All Star Izzy experiences in a day-to-day basis. Like, you have to be in life in order to experience true things. And if you don't, see, the thing is that, shout out to the people that's coming in. Thank you for the 15 viewers. Please hit the like button and subscribe, be a part of this 2K journey. Most people live on an internet basis. They're on the bench. You don't have a lot of people that actually live in the field. And see, this isn't even no knock on them. It's to point it out because this is what creates the whole thing. This is like it's like a fucking eagle eye view. But that's the thing though. And because I kept finding myself trying to look, oh yeah, check, you know what I'm saying, check me out. But like, of course, and there's gonna be a trends I still attach myself to because I got a great perspective. But it's to say that even though I don't follow into those trends, I can create my own trends but still have my own perspective. And I don't necessarily need to try to fit in. If you're authentic, you don't need to fit in. Like, people fit into you. And that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing of being a trailblazer, being authentic. Even if you're not on a content creation level or, you don't have like the dreams of a CEO and shit like that. Hey, yo, come on. You don't have, it's content creation and levels and stuff like that. It can just be in your regular life and what you're doing for yourself. Set an example for your nieces and nephews. Set an example for your siblings. Set an example for your family. It can be in certain things like that. Because yo, I just realized what you said. Hey, yo, Paul, come on, man. Like, I'm over here, like, spitting on the yak. Nah, I'm playing. But that's what I'm saying, though. That's one of my biggest lessons. Is that I've always seen it, but now that I'm immersed in the internet a lot more, there is a lot more people that just repeat shit. They just repeat it. And hey, and I'm not even upset at them. I think I'm actually inspired by it. I'm like, damn. I'm like, look at that. Like that's you okay, hold on. What is that example? Didn't Elvis Presley, he stole his dance moves from black people, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. I I remember I was given this story when I was working with a record label. And he stole his moves from a whole different culture and race. But he took it upon to be like, this, I created this. Whole thing is that authenticity will always be created. Like, oh, excuse me, will always be mimicked. People will always mimic you. People will always mimic your moves. They will mimic things. And before I used to be like, what, like, and I still have that. I still have that. And I'm never gonna say I don't. But I still got that. I'm like, why the fuck? I'm not even mad at that you're copying me. I'm more mad that you can't think for yourself. I'm like, why the, like, where does, like, is there never any signal in your mind? Just like, let me be me though. Like, let me be me, bro. Like from Surf's Up, Cody's me, bro. Let me be me. Like that's an authentic ass penguin. Let me see this. Patience Danielson, for sure. They be getting triggered at you because they mad at themselves. 1,000%, Elijah. Yeah. I mean, shit. I mean, I love it. I love seeing trolls. I love seeing trolls triggered by what I say. You don't even know me. And it's beautiful to say. Time is money, and we start using it wisely. Mister, appreciate you giving the time. Of course, of course. You got a great big heart, and as a parent, you can't save mom, but you're making a difference for sure. I appreciate that. Consistent collab. She a real one for that. She is a real one. Which I need to get in contact with her. You know that. You know that. Organic growth for sure. Swagger jackets now for sure. What's up, Mexican baby? What's good? Oh, thank you for the 100. Shout out to Baldwin. Baldwin, we do miss you on the All Star side, bro. Whenever you can. How's everything going on your end, bro? Everything been on good on your end? Thank you for being consistently supportive. And how's your surgery been? I know you have been undergoing that transition, so I hope you've been good so far. But you know, and I used to have like a kind of like a hole in my heart about it. I used to be a bit upset, why do people gotta jacket swag? But then it's yo, shout out to Playboy Cardi. He one of my favorite artists. Now I'm not gonna lie, he is crazy. He's psyched out. Like that motherfucker know how to make the music. But I forgot, he said something. He was just it was a line that he was saying, but it was basically about how people keep biting his swag. But it's like that's what has to happen. But then I'm low key giving out too much game right now. Okay, let me get some stars in the chat if I should continue this part, because this, although it may be simple to some, this is like one of the biggest parts, especially as you're creating yourself. Listen, bro. See, there's so much more to my life than there is to that I present on YouTube, as it should be though. There's a lot more than meets the eye than what I present on YouTube. This is just, I believe, like, this is just like 5%. Nah, let me say like 25%. 25% I'm show most on YouTube versus the actual 75% that happens behind the scenes. Because what happens behind the scenes, you wouldn't think I'm real. I was so serious, bro. You would not think some of this shit really be real. But it is what it is. Appreciate that, River. Let me hold 20 ball. Facts. Yeah, go ahead and send that 100 in. I'll share the love. Let me get some more stars. Appreciate that, Elijah. Elijah out here showing out stars. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be real simple, but it's gonna be a big thing that I'm finna say. What's good, Sophia? Appreciate that. Let's see. Imitation is a serious form of flattery. Yeah, for sure. The biggest lesson I learned this year: to be different animal, you have to create the truth. Changing the narratives. Power is embracing self-honesty. Truth is the key that doors the power internally. FRIN. Great to have you back. I know you said you're going to be making yourself a little bit more known in December. So whenever you choose that, it will be great to see you. Thank you for sharing, and I hope all's been well. Actually, I don't hope, because I know. All right, but there's still gonna be hope in that. You feel what I'm saying? Um, very true. Very true. Very true. Like I remember early or like when I used I think it was last year about the young vicious tiger seeking your fangs into this world. No, young vicious tiger seeking our fangs into this world with no hesitation and forward thinking only. And there was a live that I had, and I was basically saying how you need to come to your true desires, not the desires that we. Okay, let's say this: my desire is to fuck a lot of women. Not me, but just in general, right? So let's just say this in general. My desire is to have sex with a lot of women. Okay, yeah. Now, what would be the desire underneath having sex with all the women? What is that truly? Like, why do you want that? Right? Getting to the root of shit. And the live is still up on my Instagram. I'm probably gonna have to repost it on here. But what I was talking about in the live is that when you get to the real raw truth of the desires, you figure out it's less about what you want to do, and it's more about why you want to do it to make you feel that way with having all those women, right? So a simple thing could be like a client I had a year ago. A simple because he wanted that, right? He was like, I want to smash something. No. But we got into the root of it. The root of it was that he wanted to feel desired by many women. Okay, why do you want to feel desired by many women? I want to feel desired by many women so I can believe I'm that guy. Why do you want to believe you're that guy? I want to believe that guy because I'm tired of acting, because I'm tired of pretending or acting like I'm that guy. Okay, so now there comes the question, why are you pretending and acting like you're that guy? Because I don't believe who I truly am. Then we get, because now we're there. The whole point is getting to the raw truth of the desire. Once we get to the raw truth of what that is, now we realize it's all about you wanting to believe in yourself, and that is just a probe, but you project it out to yourself that you need to be that guy in order to have a lot of women. When really that's just a product of what you're gonna get already. So now we can get to the real you. The real you just wants to believe in yourself and be consistent with the actions and start to manifest it in this world. Manifest it meaning materializing it. I want to see it. I want to hear it. I want to have hoes hitting up my phone. I want to have women just send me hella naked pictures off rip. I want to have women do this, buy me like whatever the case is. So back with that said, I'm glad that you said that, Ephraim. Getting to the raw truth of certain things and then switching the narrative, because all of that is just a combination of just peel after peel after peel, pages after pages after pages. But let's get to the who's the author of this book that was written. Bow. I'm good, Sophia. How are you? But going back to the thing why I said put the stars in the chat. Okay, is that when people are buying your swag, and this is something I'm learning, and I'm sharing this. Very simple, but it's a true thing. Hold on. Is that you got to continue to keep evolving. That is the best way to never let that shit get to your head. Because here's the thing, authenticity always evolves. Authenticity is a place that it's like it's like formless. You still you at the core, at the start, what I like to call it. You're still who you are. So at the core of it all, you still shine the way you always been shining. But as within, so without. So you're always gonna continue to evolve. People jacking your swag, yeah, you can jack it, but you can never even get up to the levels that I'm at because you're mimicking it. But also too, a good way to never let that shit press you, because this is something I learned years ago. Continue to evolve. No one can catch up with what's truly authentic. 1000%. You can never catch up with anything that's raw and real, because anything that's raw and real will prosper. What prospers is real, and what's real is gonna prosper every single way. Had surgery Monday, just got out of the hospital, feeling a lot better. Be back on the team soon. Yes, sir. Great to hear. Great to hear, man. Yeah. That's why you are self-assured that you already have what you want. Exactly. Thank you, Elena. Thank you, Elena, for the $10. I love to see the yellow. Ooh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You desire without desiring. Exactly, because it is an effortless thing. It just is. Like you said too, you said something beautiful, Ephraim. That's why you're self-assured that you already have what you want. You have what you want because you already are what you want. The thing is that we just, as a collective, I'm not talking for myself, but I like to say we, is that got so many stories upon our own narrative. Like our own narrative could have just been, I want to make an impact in this world. Like that's my raw truth, man. I'm coming out the womb. Oh my God, I gotta be out here living my life. I want to be out here doing this. I want to make an impact. I want to do that. I want to explore the world. I want to be adventurous. Then narratives start to come on. Wait, I gotta do this to this. Oh, I gotta search this way to go that way. I gotta search this way to go this way. Now it's all these type of narratives you put upon the first narrative that was ever spoken, your narrative and this life. And it's like once you put it's okay when you're at the true narrative really means the raw part of yourself that's true, that's it's your core, right? You will realize you don't need to put any certain type of title on that because it's oh my God, everything. Oh, it's true. I just love this shit, bro. It's something that I thank you for the 100th time. 16. Ooh. But it's something that I talked about before. Ephraim, you're still here, bro. You remember my tree analogy or anybody? I used to talk about this before a lot of the times. I said evolution is very much like a tree, okay? Meaning you plant the seed, right? You water it. A tree doesn't go, or a dream, whatever. A tree doesn't just go straight up and just goes in a straight line. It has many roots, many branches, leaves, whatever. It goes in many ways. The true narrative is the seed that was planted. And then everything else blossoms because that's what already was going to happen with the narrative. You see what I'm saying? Yes, I remember. Yes, certified hood. Ooh, listen. But because that is the thing that goes back. That's why, and you're self-assured because you already have it, and you will have it. You got it. It's going to it's going to happen, unless a lumberjack, whatever, motherfucker, take that tree down. Ooh, it's all good. You can plant another tree. Thank you for the pumpkin on head. I appreciate you. Hold on. Oh shit. Let's bounce this right. Ooh, that's my dog. That's my dog Craig. Next time he come back, I'm gonna say what's up to Craig. But that's that. That's basically what that is. Cause it's going to you can't limit what was already limitless. You know what I'm saying? You can't hold on. Can someone type in Craig the Pumpkin? That way I can remember. That's Craig the Pumpkin right there. But you can't limit what's already limitless. See, and that's what most people try, but that's what happens as you grow older or through adolescence and even afterwards. You start to be like, damn, I got to put on a limitation to what my dreams were. I got to put a limitation to what this was, to what that was. No, you don't have to. First of all, it was never meant to be limited before in general. Even if you, well, has that ever happened? I was talking about planting a seed and then you put a house over it. Will it go straight through? Go around it? Either way, it's gonna make its way. It's gonna grow. Okay, 100%. Let's just go with that. You can't limit what's already exact. You can't. And see, this is what people do to themselves. Okay, because the seed is us, our star, our seed is in that core. Try to. And I can empathize with the journey of self-discovery. I can empathize with what it means to go through trials and tribulations, go through challenges. If we sat here and it's not all about me, but if we were to sit here and talk about a lot of things that I went through, you would wondering how I'm still standing to this day. But that's because I don't define myself by the challenges that occur. I define myself about who I am through the process of the challenges and then what I learn afterwards. I define myself in those moments and after, right? And I understand giving up, right? But I don't relate to it. I get why people do. Could be a bit tough and challenging, right? But then this is when we can see the different narrative of what a challenge or problems really are, it is only a lesson for us to get better. I don't relate to losing. I relate to winning. Doesn't mean I can't see your perspective, but I just can't relate to it. Our gap we will always have a gap because I don't limit what I see in life. Cause I was never. Hold on, let me walk through this thing. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy All Star Izzy. Make way, make way. You know what I mean? El Rey de las Estrellas. That was King of the Stars right there. Thank you. I appreciate that. That felt like I was in Shrek. You remember when they was meeting when they were going to meet the family? Dun, 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 dun. Like I felt like I was doing that. Shout out to everybody's pulling up in the building. Hit the like button, subscribe. Have a conversation with a star. But the biggest gap will always be because people limit themselves and wonder why they get to a brick wall. Whatever that brick wall is, you created it somehow. Oh, this part is crazy. Cause it's like, okay, life can happen. Life will and life can't, right? But the only reason I say you made that brick wall appear there is because you were the person, you are the captain of your ship, you're the crew, and you determined where you were going with that happening. Because ocean is life, ship is you, captain, you, crew, you. Because even your crew will mirror you, even though they're their own, but they will mirror you based off your leadership, how lazy you are, how consistent, how inconsistent, certain things like that. But what I'm saying is that you're the one navigating through the whole process. You get yourself into these situations. Once you can see that, you're like, damn. Let's say a shipwreck happened. Bam, boom. Your whole crew is gone. No, I really liked D'Angelo. He was such a great crew member. I got washed up at sea. I'm washed up at sea. I wake up. Where's my hat? Where's my crew members? There's a kraken breaking the crew, whatever. Going crazy. But you somehow survived. I survived. And then you think to yourself, damn, why did this happen? I ignored the storms that were coming. I ignored my crew because they said, hey, there's a storm coming. That could symbolize your intuition. Thank you. I appreciate it. My name is All Star Izzy. I received this trophy of the GOAT, greatest of all time. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Thank you. That'll be my speech. But your intuition, right, could be in the crew member to be like, oh, a storm's coming, go a certain way, go a different route, go a certain way, or get prepared for what can come. But you don't. You get too ahead of yourself and you say, you know what, I'm gonna still go through there. Boom, shipwreck happens. So when that occurs, do we just stop there and just get obliterated drunk on the island where we at? Do we just give up and let the sun dry us up like Patrick the Star? No. We say, okay, I gotta learn better. I gotta learn through these things. But that is the gap. Challenges only signify what you can become after this or before this challenge. It's like proving to yourself. It's not proving to the world. It's not proving to your family and friends. It is proving to you. Because once you see that you signal these challenges, you're like, okay, if I signal this to myself somehow, then I know I can get myself out of this. But you got to see that on a whole different level because that's a bit deep, but it's true. Let's say, look like an apple. It did look like an apple. I appreciate. Hey, that's my dog. That's Cecilio. Cecilio. I don't know. Sergio the seal. My dog. I heard he be out there macking over there. You seem a little frustrated this evening, but I do know it gets greater. How do you mean? It's almost time. What's up, Fiend Luck? I seem a will for never give up. Can never give up. Yeah. Adversity. Feel me anyway. Yup. Christmas gift. Nah, right? 31 days of Christmas for sure. Everybody got choices. Just be prepared to deal with the consequences. Yes, absolutely. Meat at sandwich. Come on, bro. Oh, I said meat at. It's meat sandwich. I'm weak as fuck. Yo, that's funny as hell. You're crazy, bro. No, I ain't gonna lie. That's one of the craziest comments. I might have to do that. Last year I did. I read all the negative and positive comments about me on my videos. But low key, I don't even think I can read them anymore. I have so many crazy negative comments this year, thus far. This has been the biggest part of my career so far. But I mean, we still going. But that's definitely top 10 weird, craziest comments I've gotten in my life, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, for sure. It wasn't negative. Yeah, no, I know it wasn't negative. That's just a crazy comment, bro. Like I'm over here, like I'm talking my shit. I'm like, yeah. And now I'm like looking over here and I'm like, wait, what? Why you come here? Like, what the hell? You funny as fuck, bro. You funny as hell. Shout out to Sergio the Seal, man. Thank you for that, Elijah, by the way. I appreciate that. You funny, bro. Anyways, how Have a conversation with me. Shout out to everybody that's here. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Listen, what has been your biggest lesson this year? It doesn't have to be number one, but it could just be whatever. I think nobody's immune to lessons. Nobody is immune to what's challenges. Like that's always going to happen. Like you can never outrun that, and you can never outrun it because as long as you live, there's more to learn. Doesn't Yeah, there's more to learn. Let's just keep it like that. Being goofy, yeah, I see you funny. Appreciate the laugh. Because I signaled the challenge my way, because I declared who I am as Captain X. All that I influence, I even influence the challenges that come into my life to make me a better and stronger man. Great example, right? I want to be a manager, or I want to be the general manager of Quick Trip, gas station. Let's just say gas station. I don't know what y'all got at y'all states. Cool. So I go in there. I tell them, "These are my goals here. I want to work my way up. Don't be blind about your ambition. That's another thing. But let's just keep this in a certain story. I like to work for this company, but also advance. That are my goals, because they'll ask you for your goals. I like to advance my way up and become a general manager. If not this place, maybe another Quick Trip gas station place, because I see myself with capabilities that can be learned to improve, and I can improve on them. Right? Boom. So you get into that combo. They're like, all right, bet. You want to be a manager, so this is what you got to do. First, you got to be a lead, and then you got to become, well, you got to be a team member. Then you got to become a lead or like a manager, and then you got to become a supervisor, and then you got to learn this. And I'm gonna send you to this location to learn this. You knew the true narrative. See, the true narrative is saying, I'm coming into here because I want to be a general manager, right? That's what I want. True narrative. It could also be money, whatever the case is, but let's just say the true narrative in this aspect. That is my true narrative. Now, what the signals, the challenges that come, you have to learn how to handle conflicts with your team members. You got to learn how to be harmonious within a place, but also being able to be assertive and let people know when they're slacking. Okay? There's things that occur. You get bad customers with bad attitudes. You got to learn how to resolve the conflict that happens. You got to learn how to motivate your team when you have the team. You got to learn what it's like when it's a busy day and you only have 3 people and 5 people called out. Even though in those moments, those heat of the moments can be like, what the fuck is going on? That is something that you influenced, a challenge in your life, and you signaled it in. Why? Because my true narrative says, I want to become a general manager in the near future, right? It works that way. Same thing what applies into life though. Wherever you want to go, whether that's this place, that place, this place, whatever your true narrative is going to be the signal of what is to come. If you want to get better with women, you're going to have to learn what it's like to get rejected by women. Why? But I thought I want to get better. Because you can't get all yeses. You're going to get no's. But that's what comes with being good with women. It's not just being smooth. It's not just making them laugh. And it's not them just wanting to fuck you on the first night. It's not just that. It's how you handle what comes to you. It's how you go about people who talk to you a certain way or they disrespect or when they tell you no. It's how you handle your ego in those moments. It's how you handle your self-talk in those moments. It's how you want to flirt. So then you start to realize hold on, there's a lot more to it is than just being good with women in a certain way. Yes, sir. But why? Because in order to be good at something, you have to learn the bads that come with certain things. You can't have one thing without the other. If you think so, you have a you got a bad mindset. I'm gonna just say it like that. I was about to say something that was a little bit, but I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna say that. I understand this go time. A lot to get accomplished. When adversity presents itself, that's just a sign that you're close to the finish line. For sure, I can see it. I'm just glad you staying elevated. Of course, of course. I don't even honestly. I have adversity every day, right? But not bad adversity. Not adversity that's like, oh, this is insanely and crazy. I just got what I create and what I do for me. I'm always gonna have something that's just going to always. I'm always learning, And it doesn't even have to be bad adversity. Honestly, adversity is what adversity is. To me, it's just a lesson. But I appreciate that. Remain consistent in the face of adversity. Look the challenge in the eye. Give it a wink. Yeah, yeah, that's my friend. I see adversity more than I see my actual friends in real life. I see adversity more than I see my friends. For real. I see adversity more than I see women. But in a good way though. I flirt with adversity. I'm like, you think you good, huh? I'm gonna show you something different. I changed from the last time you see me, you know. God. That shit is so lit, bro. But hey, look, shout out to everybody. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and hit the like button, man. Listen, it's now December 1st. Come on, Sean. Sean, weren't you just calling me trash earlier? You talking about I flirt with you? You funny as fuck. What the fuck? Hold on. Yeah, your name's Sean, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. Appreciate the stars. Appreciate the stars. Nah, but just in general, man. Life is beautiful. It's December 1st, so 30 more days until 2025. We're gonna go big or go home this year, though. This last month, I'm gonna still post it because I said so. But this last month, we're just gonna go big or go home. It's had been an incredible year so far. We're not done. Maybe like the last day or the second to last day, I'll have like a long ass live and just go over this year. This year has been monumental thus far, right? But we still got more to go. We got 30 days left, including today. I'm gonna post a video. I got a lot more videos coming out, a lot more perspectives, and I got a video that's gonna come out about why players need to stay low key, and I also want to talk about how I'll probably add it into the thing. I just bro, if you're good with women, it's really difficult to be around people that are in what would be I don't want to say relationships. It's like settled relationships. What would be the word, y'all? Like there's a certain word. Um, Basically, what I'm getting at is I'm gonna just have to explain the video. But just I've experienced a couple of things this past couple of days. You got her. What's good, Dakota? Oh, Dakota's back. Okay, hold on, Dakota. What happened, bro? What happened? What happened? Shout out to Dakota. Dakota is back. Last time Dakota spoke with us, we were talking about how he needs to tell his friend or the lady that he had a crush on her. So what happened, bro? What happened? Established relationship. I guess established relationship, but it's more like the relationships people get into settle with each other, where there's constant disrespect. It's like a whole bunch of regret. You can tell it's like love, but not like desired love. Love to what's like something that you really want to be with is what is really what I'm getting at too. Um, I don't think it's if you're single and you're thriving, you're a young bachelor. I gotta make a bachelor course. Let me write this down. You see, this is ideas. I gotta write down a bachelor course, and that's our bachelor rules. Yes, yes. Never be around man and desperate relationships. I'll just name it this for now. But reason is, and I'll say it now, it's just because we're on the topic of it. You shouldn't be around bachelors, men that are good with women, players, if we can say it that way. Bachelor sounds a bit more sophisticated. You shouldn't be around guys who are not thriving in relationships or women who are unhappy in relationships. It can make you seem a little bit cocky. It can inspire jealousy. And if a man wants advice from you, it can create further problems in their relationship. Now, there's a way, of course, to assist in smoothing out the relationship, right, or the problem. But it's just difficult when you have somebody who's been in a relationship for 6 years, let's say, right, and they have a certain dynamic. So, a man like myself, I'm assertive. Assertive in the sense that I speak my mind. I assert my boundaries. I do not tolerate BS. I don't tolerate disrespect, right? I like to have fun, of course. I like to have my fun on my time. I do what I want. I abide to my own rules. And I have a great dynamic with women where they appreciate my honesty and they also want to be a part of what my lifestyle is because I'm open and honest with certain things, right? If a man is inspired and says, "Yo, All Star, can you teach me how to stand up to my women?" Of course. Now listen, when I teach you this and you do it, you have to be consistent. But I want to let you know there's a great chance you're going to probably lose this woman. Two things. One, she's going to feel like it's a bit inconsistent. She doesn't know you. You've never been this person before. So and plus women, they radar go up. Who he been talking to? I had a woman do that before. I had a woman say that shit to me before. Not to me. No. A woman said it to a guy that she was talking to, and he came back and told me, right, like, bro, like she knew already. I was like, I told you, bro, because you haven't been this guy. But the thing is that we can smoothen it out. You just got to be consistent, and you gotta talk to me like at least maybe twice a week, 2 to 3 times a week. You gotta book me for those times, and it could work. But there's a good chance the relationship may not work because she's used to a certain version. You know. Let's see. Oh, Toxico makes you a target for their projections. Unfortunately, yep. Because they need someone to blame something on, and why not you? Exactly, yeah. People who are thriving the most, and I think, in my perspective, right? I think people who thrive greatly, or like who don't have much, who don't complain about problems. I think they're the most projected on, in my opinion. Let's see. Dakota said to take a deep breath and found her where no one was the wait, what, hold on. I took a deep breath, okay? I took a deep breath. I know what you're saying though. I took a deep breath and found where there was no one listening, told her what I felt for her. Well, Dakota, let's do this. Going forward, let's get better, a little bit better with our wording. All right, that took a lot of brain cells out of me. What's good, Marco? But however, how did it go? Okay, so you let her know. That's cool. What she say back? You gotta give me a little more. What's good? Back. All right, that's what's good. Back. Got to be patient with myself. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The price of Chipotle bowl is now $13.99. Without the guac, now I just eat at home. Bless up, homies. Hey, I feel you, bro. I feel you. I don't remember the last time I ever had Chipotle though. Now that I think about it, I cook a lot at home. I cook a lot at home. I cook a lot at home. I love it though. Jacob, what's good, Jacob? Noah, what's good? Jacob says, man, I'm grinding so hard. I've got 6 sales jobs and invest 88.7% of my income into crypto, but she still left me. At least you got your money correct. But it's a good thing she left you. But also too, this is a great moment to reflect on yourself, to reflect, to go forward. You know what I'm saying? Just like Back said, 2 step forward, 1 step back. You can still move forward. New profound knowledge that just happened. So thank you for sharing. What's good, Noah? What's up, bro? What's good with everybody? Shout out to everybody's pulling up in the building. Hit the like button, subscribe. We are here. We are live on effect. I invested into cool, and lost the mortgage and the dog. Okay. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. I could see why she left you though. I could see why she left you. But it's okay, you know? If you stick around, I don't know. That's up to you. That's up to you. To be honest, my people improved pretty well on my end. But going back to it, the first rule of being a bachelor is to really conceal yourself. I think you got to be private with it. One of my favorite videos that I got of all time that is on the All-Star membership. By the way, the All-Star membership is active. You're more than welcome to join that. Be a part of that. Privacy in the back end. We have different conversations. You get a little bit more access and conversation with me. And plus, there's a lot of videos on there that covers a lot of stuff that I don't like to really necessarily talk on here. But if I talk on here, just it more than likely will be private in the near future. However, though, one of my favorite videos I ever posted was that privacy is every player's power. I like saying bachelor, but I like saying private player too. Bachelor just sounds more luxurious, elegant, and sophisticated, and sexy. Maybe like a bachelor player. Nah, too many words. Like a young bachelor. Nah, not really. I'm gonna figure out a word. We're gonna make it sexy. We're gonna make it real sexy. We're gonna make it. Everything I do is sexy anyway, but we're gonna make it sexy. We gotta like put two words together, two different worlds, bridge it into one. We'll create it. Anyways, rule number one of being a bachelor: conceal yourself. Because too, women in relationships will try to fuck you as well. We can be honest with that. Women in relationships will try to fuck you because they're missing something. That happens a lot. I've had women want to go on breaks for me, but I had to tell them no. I actually had to let her go after that. I was like, "You're crazy. What the fuck? What you think I'm finna do for you?" What'd you eat for dinner? Love the randomness. Oh, I can. Yeah, I'm a random guy. What I ate for dinner today was a chicken breast. I had a chicken breast with some salad and some frijoles. You know what I mean? And some water. She said she had to think about that, but that was a few days ago. She texted me too and told me to call her. So I called her and we talked finally. Asked the question again. She said yes. Now, what is she? I don't. It sounds a bit odd to me. Not like. Did you did you ask why she took so long? Cause that is interesting. Like why she took so long. So wait. Okay. Hold on. Correct me if I'm wrong. Right. So Dakota, me and you are talking right now. All right. So you told her. All right. She said she had to think about that. And then a few days later, you guys didn't talk within these few days. A few days later, then she, like, hey, let's call. You asked her again, and she said yes. What happened? What happened? And then what happened after that? I only had 5 subscribers. You'll get up there, bro. James, what's good, James? My biggest lesson this year was to be careful when it comes to, okay, this what's up. Scandalous. Yep, for sure. I had this one girl. She wanted me to watch her dog all the time. I said, hell no, bro. Hell no. Oh, hell no. My fault. Hell no, board that thing. Lesson is don't let a girl get her claws in your in don't let a girl get her claws in your time to take shit from no one, even your girl. Balance, my G. Okay, I don't know if I misread it, but I think I'm understanding the premise of what you're saying. Back, it kicked me out. What's good, Dakota? You had a chicken breast. Hold the chicken. Will be lit. Yeah, chicken breast. You know that good old breast. Want to eat that breast. I like to consume my breast. That's a crazy thing to say. I ain't gonna lie. Hola, Diego. Muy gracias. River, you dumb as fuck. I can tell you get no women. Viva. I made curry chicken last night. Leftovers tonight. Better the second day. LOL always. I can see that. I remember her sister asked me a question. Okay. All right, go ahead, Dakota. Go ahead. Talk about it. But anyways, that's gonna be bachelor rule number one. I'm gonna make a series on that. I think that's a very beautiful thing. What's on my mind tonight? My mind tonight is that. My mind tonight is on creation. My mind tonight was on this. Was on the mirror. The thing most people are afraid of is the mirror. What's up, bro? Most people are afraid of the mirror. That's my biggest thing. I think that's really what's on my mind. Amongst many things, I'll say that for sure. But the mirror is, you're so good. That's what's up. I like that response. I'm so good. I'm gonna say that when I'm gonna go to like a place one day. They're gonna be like, "How are you doing, sir?" I'm so good. How about you? They're gonna be like, "Damn, what is response?" I used to get told how great my responses are when I used to work at like at retail jobs or like jobs where I was working with many people. People be like, "How's your day been?" "Oh, my day's been, you know, immaculate so far. I got another day. I'm appreciated to be here, having some great company. How about you?" "Oh my God, what a response." I just like being creative. It's fun to be creative. Why the fuck not? Like, what's my plan with her sister or something like that? Okay, hold on, Dakota. So did she ask that after? So did she? Okay, Dakota, you lose me real quick. All right, so Dakota, you on the phone, right? Boom. All right, you on the phone. So then after you told her, she said, "Yes, I feel the same way." Okay, cool. Was her sister on the phone, or like what happened? Let's see. River, what do you think? Another day above the dirt, for sure. In the future day that we are to, in the future day that we are together in something else, in the land of the living. What's on your mind, Viva? What's on everybody's mind, actually? Matter of fact, her sister was on the phone. Okay. What was your response to that, Dakota? What was your response? After I'm done having a conversation with Dakota, I'm probably gonna get off of this. But shout out to everybody. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you for being here. Have a conversation. All right. What's on my mind is trolling. That's lit. Troll. Do it. Go have fun. Go on a frenzy. Go on a run. Poetry slam. Poetry. I haven't been to a poetry slam in a minute. You know that? One day at a time. One scroll in a moment. 3 scrolls on my TikTok. The time flew by. 3 hours I didn't notice. I get adrenaline by the comments that I make to get a reaction. It's so potent. I really get a rise out of people when I start trolling. Poetry, ladies and gentlemen, poetry. Off the dome, no notepad, straight have conversation. To inspire people, it's electric. I like when you're electric. That's lit. School and college, this is up. You live, okay, this is up. It's not great, that sucks. Spoken word, open mic me, please. You know it. Who's next? Who wants to take up the throne? Who wants to get onto the microphone and give us their poem? Doesn't have to be a long one. That'd be nice. That'd be cool as fuck. Have a poetry slam. Go live, have a poetry slam. That'd be cool as fuck. Who would do it though? That's some real shit. Not him up. What's good, Stephanie? I call her Hefene. Poetry slam. Nah, that's tough. I might do that shit. Poetry slam. I used to really love poets. Not love poets. I love poets too, but I used to do a lot of poetry. A lot of poetry. I don't really do it like that. Yeah, for sure. How you been, Stephanie? It's not great. They stole my watch. Now I'm always late. Is that your poem? A hint of racism, I'll say. A hint of racism, but I and I don't know. It just lacks creativity. I feel like you could, get better with creativity. I think Gil would do great at poetry slam. Mona Lee's my pen name. I'm still waiting on Dakota. Fanning. Bridge to Terabithia. Five Nights at Freddy. Josh Hutcherson. Ashton Kutcher. Glock on my left hip. Ashton Kutcher, son. I rise as the sun. I like to have fun. Oh, poetry, ladies and gentlemen. Poetry, ladies and gentlemen. Off the top, off the dome. Ashton Kutcher, son. Ooh! Hey, man, that was funny as fuck. What's up with it, though? Yeah, I know who Dakota Fanning is. The Dakota Fanning was with Josh Hutcherson and Bridget Terabithia, and I bridged two different movies because there were two co-stars. Cringe. That is art. Un artiste. Thank you for the 18 likes. Let's get ourselves to 20 likes. I appreciate you guys being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, drop some poetry. Drop some poetry. I'm really waiting for Dakota to respond back so that way we can wrap this live up just a little bit. So, right now we're just having a good time. Enjoying the live. It's a secret live, by the way. So you have been here, just know it's been a secret live. Shh, don't tell nobody. All right, keep it between us. Don't tell nobody else to pull up. Just know, I mean, you can tell people to pull up, but you got to make sure they're the ones that can keep it secret. Some people really can't keep it secret. So you got to make sure you bring those who you can confide in. If you know, you know. Thank you for 21 likes. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now listen, man. We got a lot of things to wrap up this year. A lot of conversations. We got a speed dating show happening in a couple of weeks, right? That's going to be really fun. I can't wait to do that, to host that conversation, conversing with those. You know what I mean? A lot of lives that we're going to have to finish. Got to go off with a bang. Bow, bow. Bullet, bullet gun. Fort Knox, Maine. Can't get it out of me. Keeper of secrets safe with she. Like that. I got a song called Your Secret Safe With Me. I think it's too long of a title. But we're gonna do a lot more of these secret lives. I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes and see where be a bit patient for Dakota, okay? Because probably gonna dip out. That'll be a fun live. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. And then you guys can vote. Who is your favorite? Maybe we can vote to see who you guys want to kick out. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I just like ideas. Yo, bro, today's my B-Day. Happy birthday, Juice. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. As they would say in Harry Potter. That's not Harry Potter, right? Your username it said fire under the spoon. When it was what? When it get later at night, I get why these comments come around. Has your girl ever tried that? Yeah, for sure. You're welcome. Submit your poetry to his email. Yes, do that. Submit your poetry to my email. Let me see if you qualify for it. Doesn't have to be too long. It could be a good one. But if it's boring, I might just have to. I might email you back. I might be like, hey, I think you could do better. Depending if I see some if I see what is it called, potential within your poem, then I'll be like, okay, then you could potentially got something going further in the future. You know what I'm saying? We could potentially do that. But listen, for those who aren't here who haven't answered yet, what has been your biggest lesson of 2025? We've talked about a lot of stuff this live, to be honest. It's a handful of things. I'm gonna exit myself out in a couple minutes. Actually, I'm going to give Dakota 5 more minutes. 12:45. I'm enjoying conversation with y'all, so Dakota, be thankful because they helped you a lot. But I will be leaving at 12:45, approximately at my time, and I will go, and then we'll go live again, of course. But we're gonna do this. Be honest. It's the best policy, of course. Why would you never be honest? Who does not want to be honest around here? Sent. Okay. By the way, I've been subscribed to you for like 9 months. Juice. Thank you. I appreciate you. It must have been a while since I've seen you though. I don't remember seeing you here consistently. But I appreciate you being subscribed for 9 months. You're dope as hell. Too much probably. I always enjoy the conversation. Okay. Too much? There's no such thing as too much. Like I said earlier, how can you limit something that was already limitless? It's been a long time. It has been a long time. But I appreciate you nevertheless though. What you doing for your birthday today, Juice? Then after that, some dates and talking maybe to get hurt. Okay, hold on. Whoa, hold on, Dakota. First, okay. I'm gonna ask you this question. And if you don't want it, that's fine. Would you like my advice on this situation? Yes or no, Dakota? You've been doing things That's cool. Yeah, as you should. You live a life. You live a good life. Good. That's good to know, bro. It's good to know. It's good to know that you've been doing things. I'm not impressed by it. Everybody has a life to live, no? But yes, Dakota, if you want to know my advice, yes or no, I'm probably still gonna say something on my perspective anyways on it, to be honest. But um I'll still take some. Okay, I okay. My advice on the situation is that I think that you need a plan. Okay, it's a you know that you like her. You may know what you want to do, but you need a plan. Okay, there, you got her sister on the phone with you. Sisters can be protective. I get it, but also she needs to know, not her sister, but the girl. What, Haley? Was it Haley? I'm not too sure. I don't remember. But whoever she is, she needs to know that you can lead this relationship, and you don't need to get the parents to know so fast just yet. Take your time, bro. Take your time. You can have the dates, but honestly, you my advice is that you take the lead. You gotta take the wheel, bro. Don't. My advice is that you should not let her to give you the plans. You shouldn't let her to be like, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna do it. Yes, you like her, but be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You gotta have a plan, because if she's controlling the narrative and all she knows that you like her, and she's taking the lead, and it's more to say that if once you take the lead, she can trust you more, so you don't have to like go out through these hoops and stuff like that to get to know her or her family. You guys have already been friends for a while regardless, though. So like you don't really you can skip some steps and be like, well, yes, I like you. We can go on maybe one after, but let's. Do you want to smash? Smashing isn't everything, but I mean, you've been friends for this long. What up, Mr. Stoop? There's no chill with me. Fast chat to the ultrasounds. All right, appreciate you, Juice. Have a great birthday. Giving solid advice delicately. How you it will be received. All right, all right. All right. I mean, it's yet how received, but like there's a way to say that. You know what I mean? All right. Not too much. What's up? I'll say yes to that. No doubt about it. Okay, cool. All right. The thing is, Dakota, if she's like leading more now, she's gonna lead more in the future, and you will more than likely end up in a relationship where she has more power over you. And power dynamics do exist, even when attraction is there, and it's truth. That's something that a lot of people don't know about. But the power dynamics, you may feel unfulfilled, maybe some passive aggressiveness towards her, from her to you, and maybe a bit of a resentment. And I just want you to take the lead, all right, and not let her to lead it so much. So take that as you will. Still continue to stay updated with me if you got any further questions, just in general, because if this is a brand new thing for between y'all two, but even though it's a brand new thing, it's still a same formula. Echo, what kind of fucking question is that? Can you be my Don mommy? Yeah, see okay, so we got two in a row. We got two in a row. That's the crazy. Honestly, you just beat out almost every other troll that I've had for the last 6 months. I ain't never seen nobody ever say that on my shit. Yeah, it's about that time. It's about that time to wrap it up, y'all. It's getting too late. The freezer's starting to come out at night, and not in a good way. All right, hold up though. You crazy. I was kind of hella nervous. Oh, I mean, yeah, to come up. Yeah, I mean, but see, but that's true. That's real though, Dakota. I mean, you had a crush on her for a long time, and two, when you like somebody, you tend to, for most men that I've noticed, and there are women like that too, but let's take it specifically for men. They get they kind of hold themselves back when they like somebody. They're trying not to be too pushy. They're not trying to smother them. You know, they kind of like they're too nervous. You don't want to fuck up, basically. You're like, I like her. I don't want to fuck up. I don't want to seem like a fuck up. You know, all these type of you know what I'm saying, mental fences. But the thing is, I mean, shit. As long as I mean, you're nervous because you like that, but just now that you got the answer, you know, see, this is progression. And let's say not even just with her, but I want you to notice the progression within yourself. The last time we had a convo, we were talking about saying fuck it and how you have to do it. Because if you don't do it, you're gonna live in a state of just like regret and like you're gonna be suppressed within yourself. Because this is more about you than it is about her. Because you're doing what you want. So, you know, you can record, screenshot, you can whatever with the advice that I provided with you. You got any further questions or anything, just come back here and say, All Star, I need to have a conversation on something. All right. You dressed like an early 2000 Gods vampire. How'd you know that was my inspo? Nah, I'm playing. I don't even know. I got an idea what that looks like. Shout out to them though. Toodles. Hey, yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna talk to you guys another time. My name is All Star Izzy. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'm out this thing. We're gonna be live every single day until the year ends. I'm out to shine within, shine without, and authenticity is the new fucking sexy. We out this thing. Peace.